Hi. Today I am so thrilled to be speaking with you about something that is truly at the heart of living a fulfilled life. If you're here, it's probably because you're someone who strives for success, who pushes boundaries, and who refuses to settle for mediocrity. You know what it means to achieve, but today we're not talking about achievement. Today we're talking about fulfillment. For those of you that are new to my world, I'm Janet Mohapi-Banks, and I'm a transformational happiness coach for high achievers and soul seekers who wake up feeling empty despite their outward success. By helping you to rewire your brain for happiness, I help you to go from a state of burnout and dissatisfaction to experiencing true happiness, fulfillment, and freedom so you can embrace your achievements with joy and lead a balanced life rich with personal contentment and purpose, because that's what we all want, right? Let me start with a question. Have you ever reached a goal, perhaps one you've worked really hard to achieve, and then found yourself feeling empty? With that sense of, is this it? Okay, then what's next? If you have, then I assure you, you're not alone. High achievers like us experience this all the time. We're so focused on the next goal, the next milestone, the next accolade, the next certification, that fulfillment often feels elusive because it feels like a finishing line that is constantly moving. But what if I told you that the key to true fulfillment isn't about achieving more, doing more, or even having more? What if the real secret lies in a mindset shift? Now, before I tell you what that mindset shift is, I invite you to download my free workbook, which will give you so many insights into exactly what's going on for you personally that I promise it'll be an eye-opener. The link to the Freedom to Be Happy workbook is in the description, and I'll put it into the comments too. Okay, so what is this fundamental shift that high achievers need to make? Ready? You are not your achievements. Let that sink in for a moment. You are not your achievements. Despite everything that you might have been told, your worth, your happiness, your sense of fulfillment are not tied to your ability to accomplish a task or hit targets. They are rooted in who you are, not what you do. Let's unpack that a little bit, because for high achievers, this can be a really tough pill to swallow. After all, society teaches us that our value is determined by external metrics, our job titles, our bank accounts, our accolades. From a very young age, we're conditioned to believe that success equals worthiness. We were programmed to go after that gold star on the chart and to get as many as we possibly could. And so we chase, we hustle, we grind. And yes, of course we achieve, because that's what we do. But at what cost? Because here's the paradox. The very mindset that drives high achievers like us to excel in everything we do is the same mindset that often robs us of that feeling of fulfillment. When your identity is tied to your achievements, you live in this constant state of what's next, You're always chasing, but never arriving. And even when you do arrive, that moment of happiness, peace, and fulfillment is really fleeting, because your sense of self-worth depends on the next achievement. Makes sense, right? The good news is that it doesn't have to be this way. There is a way to break free from this cycle, and it starts with that simple but profound mindset shift. You are not your achievements. Like I said, the free workbook will help you to identify who you are underneath your achievements. So go and download that now. The link is in the comments and in the description too. So, how can we put this mindset shift into practice? These are just 3 actionable steps that will help you to embody this mindset shift and experience the fulfillment that you're looking for. Okay, step 1 is redefine success. The first step is to redefine what success means to you personally. Please don't underestimate the importance of doing this. For most of us, success has been defined by external markers, by promotions, income levels, awards, or the approval of others. But true success is deeply, deeply personal. It's about alignment with your values, your purpose, and your joy. So I invite you to take a moment to reflect on what success feels like and not just what it looks like. For me, success feels like waking up excited about the day ahead. It feels like inner peace, like alignment between my actions and my values and who I want to be. But it wasn't always like that. Before I burned out of my previous business, my measure of success were things like being one of only 2 recommended wedding cake suppliers to the Ritz Hotel Mayfair, London, or my work being in Condé Nast Brides. And even though I achieved both of these things, it still wasn't enough to make me feel fulfilled or even successful for very long. There was still that constant question of now what? So, what does success feel like for you? When you redefine success in terms of feelings and alignment rather than external outcomes, you create space for fulfillment to flourish. Okay, step 2, focus on being, not just doing. This is something that I, even after all these years of doing this work, need reminding of every single day, because it's really, really easy to fall back into the trap of doing rather than being. Us high achievers are world-class experts at doing, right? We're great at making plans, great at taking action, and great at getting things done. But how often do we allow ourselves to simply be, to exist without an agenda, without a to-do list, and without measuring our worth and value through our productivity? Yeah. And a question for the solo entrepreneurs and founders out there: when was the last time you properly disengaged from your business so you could actually have a vacation? When I had my cake business, I can't tell you the fear and abject panic I experienced when I went on holiday with my family somewhere that didn't have any cell phone reception. The first time that happened, I genuinely went into a full-on anxiety-driven spiral of physical and mental terror until I was somehow able to accept that I couldn't change it. And then, of course, I spent the rest of my family holiday itching to get back and worrying about what I was missing. When I look back at those times, I'm amazed that I didn't realize at the time that I was seriously on the road to burnout. What I know now is that fulfillment comes from who you are, not just what you do. So take time to connect with yourself. Meditate, journal, spend time in nature, do whatever helps you to tune into your essence. Okay, step 3, celebrate progress, not perfection. As high achievers, we tend to set very, very lofty goals and hold ourselves to impossibly high standards. And while ambition is a really beautiful thing, take it from this recovered perfectionist, perfectionism is not. It is not beautiful at all. It's a trap that's based in unworthiness and keeps you perpetually dissatisfied, no matter how much you achieve. So instead, celebrate your progress every single step of the way. Acknowledge the small wins. In my best-selling book, The Habits for Happiness, there's a dedicated chapter called Book of Wins, because just this practice alone can completely transform your perspective and energy. Recognizing the growth, the effort, and the journey will keep you appreciating the path that you're on. So the next time you accomplish something, whether that's something big or something small, pause, celebrate, and keep a note of it to remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to the outcome of your doing. It's inherent in who you are. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Fulfillment is a choice. It's not something you find out there. It's something that you cultivate within. It's about choosing to value yourself for who you are, not just what you achieve, not just what you do. So I invite you to make that choice today. Choose to see yourself as more than your achievements. Choose to redefine success on your own terms. Choose to embrace being as much as doing. And above all else, choose to believe that you are enough exactly as you are. So make that choice today by downloading the workbook. And if you choose to get to your more fulfilled life quicker, the link to contact me for private coaching is also in the description. I really look forward to hearing from you. And if I don't, well, just know that you've got this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.